I'm not just business. He said-
I went in the office today to remind anybody.
Every single one.
It doesn't necessarily have to be.
This business.
Well, the cemetery out there, one pays that.
Well, yeah, but
Because there's usually something we end up defer to council for advice.
Well,
you don't know,
I've got
how's his wife?
7 of them.
But Joe, I got an adopted son that
That
everybody
was
says
all part of
is just
the
like
grant.
me.
Roof to grant, bring city
Well,
water in.
That's because God's
Every
patient
property.
somebody.
So.
Take
So
it
that's
as
some of
a
the
compliment.
No, well, usually it's related to something that's not a compliment. That's why.
So which one? Luke?
Luke.
It's not what it, they just tried to get created, it's part of the grant. That's what I was explaining to me.
Ian's his own entity. I don't know if there will ever be anybody like him ever again.
Of course, that goes back to way.
Although, maybe his little boy might be just like him. He deserves it. If he gets that. That's my youngest son. He's adopted too. Both my boys are adopted.
But you're old.
Corey's getting paid back for Corey being a boy.
Oh, yeah, he's got 2 boys.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The
So-
oldest one's not a problem.
Oh, which always that
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one,
yeah.
yeah. That second one.
So what your daughter-in-law do wrong? that she-
Is it Jack that just got engaged?
Get married in June sometime.
Oh, wow.
You gotta figure out when the summer camp is.
It all stops.
National Guard.
Oh, because he's a National Guard, that's right.
Man, Corey's got a boy.
Well, I'm from the county, runs the sewer system here. Lots of town.
20,000 a day, just testifies of the water use.
They don't care how much it comes to you, you're gonna say so much.
And his youngest one's a senior.
Ben?
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, he's a senior this year, that's right.
I can't wait for him to get off school.
Yeah.
I know.
So
That's where I am right now.
Yeah.
And he's only a freshman.
He's only a freshman. Yeah, ways to go.
He's a great kid, just motivating him and hoping that he's running track for Dave Ellis. That was gonna be quite motivating.
Yeah.
Ex-Marine, so,
Yeah.
He'll be old up.
yeah. Dave had to talk to me the other day. I asked him too.
You know, that's not a bad thing. You know, that might help. I mean, he may not be, personality wise, he may not be an initiator, but.
Comes from somewhere.
Yeah, Delaware County.
Well, we can't, I'm always griping at him about his eating habits in school. I don't like your small lunch, I don't like getting home. I said, well, there's plenty of things to choose from. You got money in your account, you know, today. I need to start bringing my lunch. I said, all right, I'll have a problem, thank you. Dave says, he's been mad at me because I'm not, he says, I'm not eating that, and I'm, all the credit I'm doing. I said, oh, really? It doesn't matter that I said it. But that Dave
That's
said
right,
it.
somebody else.
Somebody else said it.
All right, time to start. We'll do a prayer and then pledge allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for guiding us as a board. We thank you for protecting our community. Thank you, Lord, that we've not had any random acts of maliciousness here in our town, and let your grace involved. Pray, Lord, that you would continue to give us as a board wisdom. Decisions are made. May all that we do be of benefit to those in the community and serve your will. In your name we pray.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thanks everybody for coming here today. Was, John's here. Maybe roll call, Amy? Amy, maybe roll call?
Joe Scott,
Here.
Steve Rogan.
Here.
Adam Jones,
Excuse me, here.
Tammy Carter, and Tom Roberts.
Hey, John.
John,
So I'm late?
You all right?
you just,
All right, board minutes. We have two sets. We have a regular council meeting, January 17th. We have an executive session. Now, on the executive session, basically, I think you just have to get a motion to approve the minutes. Because we basically say we just discussed what we said we were going to discuss. So who would like to do the, probably ought to do them separate.
Yeah, I think you should.
Make a motion that we approve the January 17th, 2023 minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
make a motion that we accept the Delville Town Council executive session minutes from February 2nd.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Oh, this one.
Oh, we all sign that one.
Yeah, you do. You all sign it.
Financial reports have been distributed, and I don't know, you had time to look at yours, Joe, the right to sign, what did you
Yeah.
sign off on it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that was through December, wasn't it?
Yep.
That's the revenue review.
Mhm.
Back to Andy. That's there, it is, right there. So that's the make rack right there. Okay, we're good there. And then I will give you the employee one if everybody signed it. Everybody reviewed the payroll distribution? Okay. I did not get a report from Jason from the Delaware County Regional Wastewater District, so we'll just look forward to it next month. You don't know anything there, John, do you? Anything going on?
Nothing really going on.
Okay. Claim docket. Can I get a motion to approve? Everybody had a chance to review them?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion, we approve the claim docket.
I'll second it.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, very good.
I have that.
Everybody sign
I need to get the number off of it.
Oh, that's the, give that.
Yeah, that's, everybody signed it.
You need to sign it. Oh, I am. All right, move it right along. Should we skip for a second? Okay, we're gonna skip the routine stuff for a second. Adam wants to talk a little bit about, we're gonna talk a little bit about the park. or the-
Oh, I can do that later. That's fine. Yeah, I can do that later.
Okay, okay. So we will hit departmental report. Sanitation, Joe.
I don't have anything problems. I commend Best Way, cause that one week I ever trash can on my street was turned over from the wind, so
They
Oh,
had a mess.
I had to get out and stand them up.
I bet they had to do that for several, because mine tipped over 3 or 4 times.
I didn't even put mine down, but afraid it's gonna blow over.
That's all I got.
Okay, well, thank you.
Joe, did we talk about, we just had a conversation, I think, we didn't make a decision, I think, in terms of how, what was something to do with the cleanup, the just one cleanup rather than two?
It was more, I think, one bin, I think. I thought we were gonna continue doing 2 cleanups, but 1 big bin.
restrict the bid. Well, we were doing
Restrict the bins to 2.
the 2
Okay.
and keep them not in open view of the highways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They had to
Basically.
get people from
Yeah.
out of town just bring
Oh, yeah.
stuff and drop it in.
Especially-
Telling me nothing.
He gets
So
the
you
same
got
thing
cameras on
yours,
yours.
don't you?
Yeah.
They drop them, I'm sure.
Don't have to be on the highway, right?
No.
Brett?
But we do, along with that, we do need to think about when we're gonna schedule the porta potties to come out. Is that usually first of May or is that?
Yeah, I told them,
Okay.
I just need to follow up. But
Mhm.
when I
We're in good shape.
had so much trouble getting them picked up, I went ahead,
Oh, it's scheduled.
they will bring them up, whatever they are, I told them.
Okay. So back to we, at some point, should we talk the best way about the best week for them in May? Is that for the cleanup day?
Well, usually we figure out what
Okay.
weekend we want, and then they say, yes,
Okay.
that'll work or not.
Oh, okay. So you,
Kinda.
any ideas in May?
Is it May? We do it in May and October, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the second or third week?
You're not, you wanna stay away from Memorial
Usually
Day.
2 weeks before Memorial Day.
2 weeks before?
Yeah, the weekend that falls around.
And Memorial Day is like, I don't know when, is it 29th this year? I think it is.
Yeah,
So,
last
The
Monday.
15th, probably that week.
Yeah.
I can see if they do a,
May 29th, yep.
so what date are you, what weekend are you looking at?
The 15th week. So,
What's that?
well,
Friday, Saturday?
I don't know, do you want to go, because it's the,
I can see if they could do a large item pickup, and I don't know how they do it. If
Are
they
you
do
thinking
same
the
day as
19th,
track.
20th, and 21st? 12th, 13th, 14th, Joe.
I figure 12, 13.
so she.
14th is Mother's Day,
Oh,
so,
A lot of trash.
I'm not gonna go there.
They don't be checking for bodies. That's just exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, might
maybe we
smell
better
a
move to the 19th.
19th is Friday.
So you wanna go to the 19th, or,
Yeah.
okay,
Since Adam brought it up, maybe to protect Adam, we move it.
so May cleanup, check about the 19th, 20th, and 21st. So the regular trash pickup day would be the 19th.
Okay.
I can ask them about large item too.
Mhm.
Oh, and that's good because the recycle is the week before that, 12th.
Right.
So that
Oh, so
works,
that'll
that
work.
works better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's true. Jimmy Spencer just said he could serve still.
Okay, you don't have to worry about that.
All right, good. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Water and, I'll do water and streets, since, I talked to Brad today and he said we have water and we have streets.
No, the water is wet.
Yeah, water is
Water is
wet.
wet.
That's what he told me today.
So that means nothing's really going on, which is good. We have no snow, so no issue with the snow. And I know I'm hoping, I guess, that the solar will be hooked up soon to the water tower this month sometime. So,
I sold the new sign on Walnut. For the speed limit.
oh, speaking of, yeah, I was gonna.
That's the
oh, yes,
street.
I was gonna-
That's
the
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those signs. Especially when you say it's town limit, it just tells everybody that's everywhere in town.
That has been my pet peeve for years, and I finally got the police department to say, yeah, you know what, that will pass code, or whatever, code enforcement or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So we should see a dramatic drop in the number of signs in town and just,
So it'd be just signs basically entering the town proper and saying the town speed limit is 25.
And then probably coming off 32.
yeah, any
Anyways, that-
anytime that you turn off of a like state highway onto a town road or from outside of town limits into town.
Into town.
So you cannot get into the town without seeing a sign that says town speed limit.
Yeah.
X.
Good,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they, we had 32 speed limit signs,
Mhm.
down to 15.
Yeah.
So it reduced a lot.
Okay, that's it for me. Planning and zoning.
We elected a new board president. That is Kristen Real. And Todd was reelected vice president. Or Terry was, I'm sorry, Terry was elected vice president. Sorry, Terry.
Can't remember your last name, and then he pulls you out of being vice president.
Hey, he's
I'm
the
out.
ranger, Christian. He's the ranger.
Don't twist his arm.
Sorry, Jeff.
Just call him Bud.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, and you might touch on the building commissioner just a little bit, so.
Go ahead.
Just that Steve Minnick, who's been our building commissioner in the last several years, will no longer be with us. He's actually not well, health-wise at all. And so he's asked us to pull him out, and we're going to, might as well do that right now if we can. Approve a posting and search for a new building commissioner. In the meantime, Todd Lewis is covering on a temporary basis. We even have Tom Fouch from the county who said he would cover things if needed. So we're trying to keep that full, I guess, until we find someone on a more permanent basis. So,
John, would you know of anybody that might have interest in that?
I was supposed to talk to Tom Fouch about, he wanted to know what it all entailed and that sort of stuff, so I told him that I would sit down with him and I would tell him, because I have a pretty good idea what it is.
Right. The thing about Steve that was really good is his familiarity with the county ordinances.
and that's where he's from. That's what Tom does.
Yeah, Tom is and he's also the zoning administrator for,
So Tom is the new Steve there. Steve was doing that before, right?
yes, Steve had Tom's job before.
Okay.
So anyway, there's a job posting, right? I guess we probably need to technically approve. I don't see it on the list here. Is it there?
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I
we
didn't
just-
get it updated yet. Steve-
That's okay.
Steve made corrections to it.
Well, I want to get it posted though.
There was, this probably might see, there was something, there was a bullet point, sorry, get my notes out. There's a bullet point that we need to add, I think we should add to the job posting. And that is that you cannot have been, you fired from the town or employment in good standing with the town to be considered for that role.
Oh,
Well, why don't you guys go ahead and, because you guys were sitting it around trying to get it to where, I started making corrections on it, that you can add a correction,
You guys.
I didn't know you wanted it for tonight.
Suggestions?
yeah.
If we're okay on that, we can approve it
With the addition.
with that addition.
Okay, go ahead.
How would that pass the muster, whether it's pass a background check or whatever, just, we don't need to be considering candidates who.
Well, maybe that's the best way to word it, maybe John could help us with the
Yeah.
wording.
I don't even know if you'd have to have that in the job description. You could easily say we're not hiring somebody if they've had a.
Is it already in your town employee policy that if you have been terminated
That I
from the
don't-
town, it's not?
That I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe it's that's just
Seemed like there was
review
something
and
on that.
Okay.
John.
take that into
You
consideration.
just have to look in the,
But that would be just a normal employment consideration too.
So can I get a motion to approve the job posting?
Make the motion that we approve the job posting for the zoning commissioner for Vailville.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you.
All right, good. I'll get that up.
Oh, quick question, John, just, does the planning and zoning board, do the members have to be in the town proper?
Yes, they do.
All right, so, please, got anything, Adam?
No, everything is good.
ADA. Should we put that on for another month?
I mean, she's not here.
Or can? I'll appoint Tammy as the ADA representative.
Yes.
I didn't ask Adam when I appointed him to everything a couple years ago. That's what you get.
Snooze, you lose.
Yeah, you're not here, that's what happens, you get punished. So, okay, so new business.
Okay, start off with solar. What we're at now is just a waiting game. They as in the subcontractor, has requested through 811 the locates to locate all utilities, underground, whatever, along Walnut Street and within the proposed area there for the panels. Once we get that done, then we can get Brad, Dan, whoever to to do the digging and all that. The other part that we'll have to do is then get the fence company out here and put in the required fence before they'll start construction, which seems backwards, but that's.
As soon as they get it marked, I'll call the two fence companies, come out here and give us a bid on, quote on that.
So they want the fence up before they put.
They say it has to be up.
What, before?
Before.
That's weird.
I guess it makes sense.
So I
actually.
guess, we have to put in like an 8-foot gate or something like that so they can get equipment in there, but that's what they said.
Well, you would have to have some kind of a large gate anyway, because there's repairs.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, because you start putting them in and they're open then.
Yeah.
So,
They probably want the boundary set.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Oh, in water tower, we're on, right?
No, it's, that,
no,
most of the I think most, if not all the panels are placed there. Their trench is dug to the building, but they have not, put in the wiring or made the, utility connection there.
Okay. Because that was, we were able to get that,
Rebate.
rebate, excuse me, first of the year, right? That's the
Yeah.
first of the year.
Yeah, so they had said the last communication as far as timeline to us was concerned was that they were going to be finished this quarter. Believe it when I see it, but that's what they said,
Finish
Yeah.
when?
March.
this quarter.
At the end
Order
of March.
with all of it?
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I don't think there's much, like, these guys put in this, they are well skilled at what they're doing at this point, and so I would say it's a pretty quick process.
Yeah. I'm not sure we get the fence, but I think it's March.
well, yeah, we'll have to get them out. As soon as it gets marked, they'll be out here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll
they gotta have the
to go.
locates marked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, the good thing is that I think this is one of the lowest months for the solar being affected, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, we're-
So-
Yeah,
so,
yeah, we're not missing
We're
out
not
right now.
All right, stormwater update. Now, they have started. They started at the ball fields over there. We had a meeting last week here in Town Hall and talked about things, and they are providing a map of the next, like, the next project. So like this week it's Albert's and something else. Now, I did learn something because of today. Basically, we need to let the residents know. I've been making the fire department know, the police, the school, and all the town board members and the clerk treasurer and all that know that what's going on. However, I think the week that it's going to happen, we need to let the residents
I
there.
thought Commonwealth is doing that. They're supposed to
We
do
haven't
that.
resolved that.
Oh, okay.
So, but we'll let them know somehow, whether we're dropping some kind of a tag on their door or whatever, but somehow we're gonna let them know that
And
work
then we
is
can
gonna
put it
be
on the
done.
Facebook page or whatever.
I
So
think
we're
it's gonna
doing
do
that.
So Trying to over communicate.
Yes, we
Although
should.
we don't have, not everybody's on Facebook
Yeah.
or social media, so we ran into that before.
But just know that stormwater has started and they're gonna be closing things down and going across streets and through yards and things like that, so.
I know there's some questions regarding the rate and why we implemented the increase and things like that. Like,
Oh, right now?
yeah, so I know that you had some questions regarding the rate increase and why and how and things like that.
for the stormwater, went from $1.50 to $9.75. And the purpose of that is because we have to pay off a grant. We actually got a bond. We got a grant for $2 million, and then we had to match that with a third. And so we had to get a bond for $1 million, and that's gonna cover $3 million in stormwater projects throughout the town to fix a bunch of haphazard issues that we've had for years. And if you're around here when the rain hits in the spring, you would know there's a lot of issues around town with the water standing or going in the basements, things like that. And so it was way overdue. And so we felt like actually we covered as much as we could without going over $10 a month. We didn't like that $10 figure, but it had to be done. And so that's the reason for that. The water rates have been going up. It didn't go up last year, I don't think. Did water rates go up last year, Amy?
I don't think so. I think it was the years before that.
Yeah.
Last year was the first
So-
year too.
It's just a standard rate study. We have, that's going to be talked about again tonight, actually, to have another one done.
When we initially did the very first rate study we ever did, rates had not been raised
Right.
for 12 years or
Since
something like that, yeah.
And
So
so,
we were having problems maintaining.
so it's just logical and cost effective to have a rate study done every 3 to 5 years to take a look at where the water utility's at, make sure that we can afford things if something happens, and we can continue paying, keeping our water utility up to snuff. And so that's been the reason for a 3-year gradual increase. And so they're actually, that's not going to do it right now. Baker Tilly, I talked to them, and they said, right now, we probably need to do another rate study just to see where we stand. And it would be, maximum cost is $10,000 for them to do this. And it's just something that I feel like we need to do and continue doing on a regular basis. And that means 3 to 5 years. So can I get a motion for that?
So they recommend a rate study just to see where our rates are in comparison.
So we merged two topics.
Yeah.
I know, I
stormwater.
jumped from that, I got that
Yeah.
one. Now you're on the Baker Tilly recommending a rate study for water rate study. To just see where we stand with,
No, to see where the utility is and where they forecast that we'll be in the near future.
Make a motion that we approve the Baker Tilly rate study.
That's like that.
Any discussion? Yeah.
But, so the important thing to note is that that's not running a study to determine a rate increase.
Right.
Just if the rate is
If
appropriate.
and when.
Find out
Right.
how we can cover, what it takes to cover our costs.
Right. Yeah, it could be, they look at it and say, you guys are
Good,
good for
yeah.
next 5 years. So,
It is good to look at it. I'd say for 3 years.
so, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. I cannot find that on this.
it's
The
down,
Baker Tilly one.
it's down.
Oh, there it is.
Are there maps available for the stormwater project?
I'm sorry.
Are there
Yes.
maps available we can look at like
Yes.
online or something?
Yes.
I don't know if they're online.
Oh, they're not online. You want to come to the clerk treasurer's office and they have we
They
have
gave
a
us-
couple of them
they
sitting in
gave-
the
yeah.
conference room there.
I
It's
just
just-
want one little section.
It's just, yeah, you can look at it, you can take one, I can run a copy. I'm not sure if it
You may
really
not-
shows what it's doing.
If you're talking about your section over by the park,
No,
that may not be part of it.
no.
Okay.
I'm talking about the section where they cleaned the fence row out, which thank you very much for
Oh,
taking that
I-
out. That was awesome. I've spent thousands trying to get my side cleaned up, but it's just, it just grows so fast. You let it go, it's 5 feet out away from the fence. So, yeah, having that fence row cleaned out, thank you very much. But yeah, those guys told me they were just gonna take that particular tile down to the corner at River Road and stop it. It's like, okay, well, I know where that's going. I come downhill from there.
You're gonna have a pond.
So I told Brad, I said, I hope you got a lot of sandbags.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Because that they were talking about a fair sized ditch coming down through that side, and the one we just replaced a couple of years ago, it went from a 6 to an 8 or a 10, I'm not sure what it was. And it don't handle it now since the rest of it didn't run across the road on his property. So,
Okay, when they have their next meeting, I'll let you know. Okay,
Tuesday,
or we can have you come in and talk.
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
they hold them here.
It's Commonwealth, the construction firm, yeah, we have it here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Sure. Elevator maintenance contract.
You got him in there.
Yeah, what was that, quarterly was the one where it looks like the most affordable option?
Yeah.
Was it $125?
Let's see, crew.
There you go.
Yeah. So we have an elevator now, and it has to be maintained. So, all right, look at that one, I'll see. This one here, this contract is for bi-monthly service at 135, or monthly at 125, or quarterly at 165. That's the one.
That's it, yeah, not this one.
Yeah, so everybody had a chance to see this.
Right.
Would you like to make a motion to do this quarterly? That seemed to be most cost effective.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal from Executive Elevator Company for the quarterly service at a rate of $165.
Take a second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? It's really something we have to do, so. All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right. Amy, you want to talk about the town hall mural?
So we have funds available two different places. We can use the ARP money for infrastructure, or we can use our new building funds. But we're wanting to, I had a artist who paints murals, and you guys saw all the pictures that she had done. Her name's Sarah Schaefer. We've given her some ideas. She's going to come up with a rendering of it, but I did ask her if she had an idea of how much it would be. And the mural would be painted on the wall out there across from where the pictures are. Take out that whole wall. It's 152 square feet.
The left side as you're going down.
Right, left side going down toward the clerk's office. For painting, supplies, everything she would need, she's coming up with to about 4,560. So, because I was guessing it would be around 5,000, so she's just under that. But she does a very good job, and
So what is the idea for the mural?
the idea is the main part of it would be a picture of the old train station, the interurban station. We have a picture of that. And then we're going to go out from it. It would be like, concept right now is that it would be like a black and white. She would do that in black and white, and then colors. We'd have the railroad tracks, we'd have a train on the tracks, and then welcome to Daleville, and other colorful things coming in. So, but she was going to do a rendering of what she thought, but I just like the idea of brightening up the walls, and since I know that money was available, so she would be willing to do one outside on a building, but we don't have a building to do that on. So, because she's willing to she does several things in Muncie like that, so. But I just wanted to see if we could get approval to spend the FFE money.
Is she gonna provide a rendition?
Yeah, she will.
Okay.
But to get her started, I didn't want her to, we weren't willing to do the mural. I wasn't gonna have her waste her time doing that.
Oh,
Rendering.
just approve a.
Yeah, if we're going to approve a mural, if we're gonna approve it for that much, then we would approve the final, which she
I wonder
paints,
if we
but
could pay her for a rendering. You know, at least pay her for her time on that, and things, and then take a look at it, see if that's what we wanna do. Or, I don't know, I mean, I'm open to it.
Unless we just want to approve a mural to be done up to $5,000 and then work out the rest of it in terms of who, what. We can do that, we can do it in two-step. What do you think?
I mean,
What do you guys think?
yeah, what do you guys think?
I'm gonna abstain on my vote. I really like the idea, but I'm having trouble stomaching $4,500 on it. That where, because it'll be somewhere where
that's not a good reason.
a large number of the people, won't be able to see it. But I like the idea. I love the work that she's done in Muncie. Because I think that's Muncie, correct? Or
Yes,
Yeah.
the Muncie and Gaston.
Yeah, I know, I've
it's
seen it.
different.
I've seen it.
Yeah, on the utility boxes, she does a lot.
I just
No,
would
I
really like
agree,
it
and I'd
somewhere.
love to have it outside, but that's just not in the cards, I don't think. I mean, even if someone buys the property across the street, I'm assuming that building would probably eventually come down, it wouldn't stay, so. Hate to put that much money into a huge
Mhm, absolutely.
building mural
It'll be
and
gone.
then that it's gone, so, I don't know.
Let me ask another question on my thoughts. We are going to have to put up a solid wood fence or some type of aesthetically pleasing fence in front of the solar.
I like where you're going.
And if there was a way that we could do that and it was weather protected or, whatever, that it would last several years, then I would jump on it because,
So it'd be on the fence, right, where am I at? There.
yeah, that
Yeah.
fa-
There is
faces,
where the triangle thing is.
so as you come into town, you would see it. I would jump on that. I'd love it.
You could probably do that a lot cheaper with a vinyl graphic.
Vinyl graphic. And some makers do it.
But if it was their artwork,
Because they just take pictures,
yeah,
put it on there and print it off. A lot more durable too.
Yeah. They hold up to weather, I don't know how long they hold up to.
so
They put them on a lot of vehicles.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You see entire pink vehicles and purple vehicles, and those are all wraps.
yeah, those racks.
And every commercial vehicle you see going down the road with their name on the side of it, that's a wrap.
But even if we did that, they'd still pay her for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Just have it done.
So we're gonna pay her for rendering.
How big is that fence area? I'd have to
I mean, it's gonna be 6 foot tall at least.
Well, and I think
Then
it's
yeah.
a couple hundred feet.
Yeah, we're talking about 8 foot
No,
I like that idea a lot. So why don't we table this
yeah,
for a month? And get our fence up.
and I'm not opposed to something here also.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe the rendering can go out here,
Mhm.
the black and white piece can go out here. And
Yeah,
tall.
frame it up, nice, and put it out there. We like the idea.
Yeah, yeah. But there aren't gonna be very many people.
That would be an excellent place to put it. I mean, that kind of is like, this is the way this corner used to be,
yeah.
It'd be cool to include like the Kelly Getz place. I'm joking. The furniture store.
We got it, that's what's on the picture out there, it's the whole downtown, is the furniture store. That was painted by a Delaware resident, so. So you're gonna table that till, all right, well, maybe I'll have her give me an idea of what she thinks about doing something on the fence, maybe. Get that pricing too.
Well, she could give us a quote for, like Tom said, a
Rendering.
rendering that we put on.
And then we could take it and do what he says.
Okay.
Possible.
Yeah, you just need to get the resolution to the point where it can be blown up without,
That was the problem we
Story.
ran into with the picture of the train station.
Oh.
You can't get the resolution on that picture. That's why her drawing it was going to work out.
All right, good.
Yeah, but rendering.
All right.
Okay,
Maybe we
so
should
I
jump
need to
on
ask
that.
her how much it costs for a
For
rendering.
rendering.
Okay. And then ask her what she thinks about possibly doing something on the fence, maybe?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, what we've been
maybe
doing is
you're putting wood
transfer.
fence.
I don't know. I know that what our discussion previously was that on the, basically the train side, and to be determined on the Main Street side, or excuse me, Walnut side, was chain link. And then on 32,
Facing 32.
facing 32 was gonna be something
So
that,
instead of just a
Better.
plain round fence, you could have it, that's.
yes.
Alright.
Yeah, and maybe we wrap it around, onto Walnut as well. You know, something else, or maybe another design, or even just a nice wooden fence, whatever. But we want that
That
to look
32
nice.
look, it's got, yeah, we gotta improve that coming into town, look, and that'd be a great way to do that. Cover that up as well.
Okay,
Agreed.
all right, can I move on? Let's talk about the church. I want to jump to the church. Yale Waltz wrote and talked to Adam and I today about possibility of moving in to the old town hall, not the police section. So the boardroom, the meeting area in the middle, and the office space, the clerk treasurer's old office space and deputies. And they would like to do that, at least on a temporary basis, as in several months, I think. And then kind of like do baby steps. As a, seeing how it works, and then maybe then talking to us about more things with that. Now, the old town hall is not being used now. She's willing to pay $500 a month starting in April. March, she says she would like to pay $200. And so we probably, at least, my thinking was go through at least June 30th, and then that give us both time to see how it's working. And then we'd be looking at a year thing, if we're gonna continue, year by year.
I think we're, and are you guys okay with having the main meeting space and then the old clerk's space?
Yeah, I think the issue right now is that, we're, yes. It will work for what we need it for right now, just because in order to make the entire space work, including the police station section, it's gonna be significant construction costs for us that we're at this time just not ready to do. However, having the space, being able to use it a little differently than we can the school at this point, is what we need. And so we're willing to just, see how it works for us through, March, and then make more decisions based on that, so.
How many days a week would you be using that or need it available every day of the week?
I'm not sure about that. I know right now, Sundays obviously would be our main day. Majority of what we do during the week, well, all of what we do during the week happens out of the hub. So moving forward, I would say we would have a better idea of that next month even, or in April. I know if we moved forward with everything, we would probably want to utilize it for, or have it available at least as a rain option for when we do our kids' camps this summer. But other than that, I don't know that answer right off the top of my head, so.
Now, my understanding though is you guys intend on storing your
Yes.
stuff there, so it's not like it would be available
Well, it could, I mean, if they're,
unless there was someplace to secure it.
well, if they're gonna rent the place, then
It's theirs.
it's there.
No, I agree.
Agreed.
We're juggling a lot of balls. One, we've got all this space that we're maintaining, keeping utilities on, things like that. It is an expense to the town.
Yeah.
We have not a large, but a vocal group of people that are against utilizing the space for the church or a church, in general, just on on principle. But then we also have a need like for community space.
Correct.
And so what I'm hoping that we can do is separate that space out. The old police department has a separate entrance. And if we can open up that police department space all the way back to where our current street department has an office, so
Yeah.
short of there,
Mhm.
that will allow us to have dedicated community space that people can use. Well, it'll require a little bit of work on our part, but any type of agreement that we were gonna come up with almost the none of the RFPs, proposals that we received the couple times we asked for them, was gonna require some type of, investment on our side. So if we can do something, minimal amount of investment on that, north side of the property to make that a community space, have space for the church for when you guys need it, if it works out. That might be the golden ticket that I think keeps a lot of people happy.
Well, and I know long-term, in order for that space to be usable for us, we would need both sides. Just because for church on Sunday specifically, the kids would be in the office. And then for us to use the space that's there now for our church services, that's too close. They're too loud, it just wouldn't work. So, eventually we would have to use the police section, like you're saying, open it up to that office. That had always been what we had talked about. But I know in the proposal that was originally presented to you, which was amended today, just to accommodate the shorter term that we're talking about. But the plan has always been for us to use it as more of a community center. Church is just a very minimal component of what our plan would be long-term there, so. But yes, ultimately housing our equipment that we now set up and tear down every Sunday would be a goal. Our worship pastor is chomping at the bit to not have to set our sound equipment up every Sunday.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, we do that every week at the jar.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they know what to do.
and the cold weather complicates it even more too, so.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
One thing, how many bathrooms?
There's two.
Just two? Okay, and let's see, if I remember the hallway there would probably do about 75 people. The big hallway.
50 is the max.
50 is the
Okay.
max, yeah.
Yeah,
How does that do for you? 50 is the max fire.
with just two bathrooms, it's gonna be,
In the main area you're talking about, or is that the main area and the office?
That's the main
it's
area.
just main.
Okay, yeah, we traditionally are at this point had been averaging around 30 adults.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, you have to stay within that restriction.
That's
Just
the fire code.
Just out of curiosity, if you go on back that hallway to where the kitchen and the old desk were for the street department,
Yeah.
you're not interested in that room back there right now?
At this time, no. I mean, we do typically serve donuts and coffee, so maybe just having access to the water to fill coffee. But that would just be in the main area with us. That's how it is now at the school, so.
Sorry, the street department uses, not street, the water department uses that sink for the water test.
Testing, yes, so.
But as long as we agree upon that would be a community space, I guess, community between the church and the street department.
The $500 a month, that would include utilities or that.
I think that does.
Utilities.
Well, we would be incurring additional expense to separate the utilities out. So while it seems like it's a total giveaway, it would be cost prohibitive at this point to separate everything out, separate the gas, the electric, the data, all that. So I don't know, we,
Yeah.
just like, I guess speaking generally just to anybody who's watching or is gonna watch and we've had zero interest other than the church.
Right.
And the only other thing that has come up plenty of times is that people need a community, they want community space. And so at this point, we sort of need to do something because we've just been continuing to pay for this space that is going nowhere. And we have an organization that is begging for it and doing good things in the community.
And like I said, our desire has always been to offer that to the community in any capacity, and to create opportunities for that as well. That's the 80%. If there's an 80-20 of the plan that we have, that would be the 80%, and a church service on Sunday morning is the 20. So.
I don't know.
So I take it, from the previous, meeting that there hasn't been any buildings that have come open for a town hall meeting area or a community area.
No.
Okay.
I mean, we've been at this,
Since last,
basically this time last year,
yeah,
right?
exactly. When we moved in here.
So what we're really looking at is a lease, a month-by-month lease that could be at any time terminated by either party, because we're talking temporary, and it would be March would be $200, and then April on each month, as long as it continues.
Correct.
$500 a month.
I know, when I spoke with Jill just before I came, she said at the April meeting, then there would be a complete, maybe not complete, but, readdress. It's just a matter of us getting in there and seeing how the space even works for what we need it for, and then going from there, so.
I just think that building right now is just not being used, and buildings like that deteriorate more when they're not being used,
Well,
actually. So,
$500 a month, we don't pay for the utilities. And they would be maintaining it in terms of the interior.
So we're still paying the utilities on top of, they're paying $500 a month and then we're paying for the utilities.
the utilities for specifically the old town hall, we don't know how much that is. We know how
The
much.
gas bill I just got,
But it's part of the garage.
I know, that's what I'm saying,
Right.
the gas bill was like $500,
Yeah.
which surprised me for the,
Mhm.
so. But that's the garage,
Right.
and they're using the garage, so.
It offset our costs. It's temporary if and when there's a plan for something more permanent, then we can discuss that. Let's
Minimum
use it.
supposedly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so make a motion.
I make a motion that we lease the old town hall area, which would be the old boardroom and the town offices to the Delville Community Church. Month of March would be $200. Every month thereafter would be $500 a month until either party determines that.
You can't term it that way. Every month thereafter is forever.
Yeah, they said through June 30th, right? $500 a month starting in April and then through June 30th is what?
Yeah, however, I mean,
And then we'll, at that point,
yes,
both parties will.
yes.
Come for the term.
Right.
I would second. But before we vote, we should ask if there's any other community questions or input.
If this does pan out for this church, there might be another church, hoping that there will be another church that will get close to, once this church is done with it, we might be interested in doing that too. Doing something close to that.
You said we, who is,
Well, my church is looking into starting a church in Delville. But there is another church that we may start prior to Delville, and we still have to have interest from Delville in our church. And we're looking for maybe 20 people just renting of a property. Once we start getting a few people in and we know that they're gonna show up, then we'll be interested in finding a place. But as it's going right now, this is something very iffy. But this is sounding really good for what has been talked about in my church.
I had one thing to discuss. One of our primary concerns with the church being there was basically the parking on Sunday morning. Now, it's not an issue until the June. So we only got a 1 month issue, really. But you're talking, if you got 30 people, you're talking 15, 20 cars, right?
Part of our discussion has been talking with the Masonic Lodge and seeing if they would allow us to use their parking.
I was also, because we have parking behind the convenience store,
Yeah,
that area there, which would take in so many cars.
yeah.
So,
I would say, I think the only thing that would be of major concern to us is that we do have access to some of the handicap spots. And then we can work around what you guys need as far as parking goes. And our service on Sundays specifically is typically, I think she asked 9. I don't remember what time she told me she put in the amended thing, but we're done typically by 11. And since we're not tearing down like we were before,
Sunday morning is 9:45 till 11,
yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
When does this-
Splash pads are open up till Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, but on Sunday.
Oh, it's open at
10.
9.
No,
Well-
we don't open it. 10 to, we just did that in the last,
I think
10 to 9.
we should probably reserve some space and do like this. And my first thought, I've got to pull, would be the front spaces, because you talked about some handicap spots.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And that's so least intrusive to the park itself. And then, you know, you could use one side of this
Okay.
road here. And again,
Actually,
now that it's
right
not-
front too.
now that it's not being used as police station,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a problem. When this space back here,
Okay.
That's the.
Splash pad does not open until 11 o'clock every day, 7 days a week, 11 to 8. Those are the hours we put.
Wow,
Wow.
that was changed.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that. Okay, that sounds good then, because you guys would be wrapped up.
Okay.
Before we move forward, we have to get the building commissioner involved. The way she's explained that, there's only one exit out of that building.
Oh, good point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. that'd be
Needs
some
to be two.
Fire marshal.
They can't go through the garage, that's not allowed.
that's not allowed.
No. And then if they don't use the police door, I'm not sure, it's been a while, but your distance between your exits is half the, not diameter, but corner to corner. And it has to be, the exits have to be at least that far apart.
So the two,
Or 75 feet, whichever is closer.
so the
Yeah.
two doors, if you could use the police door and the old town hall front door, but it would not work. Because you can shut off, because the police actually has that little
Yeah,
entrance, and then that can be,
Yeah.
their door can be locked. to
Yeah,
the building.
I don't know what the diagonal is from northeast to southwest. But the distance between those doors is 30 feet maybe. And I don't
I
think
don't think that would work.
That'd be a Todd question. I mean, that's fire
Yeah,
marshal too.
they
Todd would
need
know.
to, like I said, get them involved. There may be a way around it by
Let's get Todd in to
special
look at it
use or
and tell us what.
something.
Another question regarding fire, if you park on that back side, I don't know what they feel about fire trucks getting through there.
Yeah, that's another Todd question.
But my
Yeah, they
concern
don't,
is the accident.
even during the park, they don't like them parking back here.
Well, that was because of, for, police use. But
Wow, yeah,
Also trying to get the fire trucks through
plus
there.
getting the fire.
Vehicles is very difficult. That's why they don't like them parking out in front of the splash pad that they were.
Yeah,
okay,
Why
so
we
basically
quit
just
doing
the
that.
front and then that rear part.
You've got that one area right behind the the gas station there, that
yeah,
kind
that,
of gray area there.
yeah, that crap.
All that-
Oh, and that, behind the convenience
right.
store.
Yeah, all that can be fixed.
That could all be used.
As long as there's no money.
As long as it's not raining.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Unless you're gonna bring farm tractors
That's
in.
what I was gonna say, if it's not raining, you're good. So what do you want the motion
So do you
to
want
be
to put,
now?
caveat about building commissioner?
Pending fire marshal
Fire
approval?
marshal,
Fire,
So, I guess my question, my follow-up question would be on that is, what would happen if there was a fire during the town hall meeting and we were at capacity? How did we pass as being that was?
what was the grandfather?
Yeah, Joe, how would we?
That was, probably grandfathered when the building was built.
That's what I
The
guess.
fire code doesn't go in effect till 84. And I don't
The building
remember.
was just built and
93.
Yeah, it was built in the 90s.
Okay, well then we should.
So it probably should have been looked at.
well, it's still, it didn't change that we can.
Yeah,
Kind
there's
of
stuff to do.
building commissioner.
Yeah, and like John said.
Fire marshal, we'll get Todd, you need Todd.
Yeah, building commissioner
Just
too,
slash building commissioner.
fire marshal,
And there's
Acting.
ways around that, like everything else. but-
acting building.
That's a good thought.
You got that big window there too. And that does act as some egress if it's not high, if it's not too high off the floor.
Okay, well, we'll give it, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. There'll have to be a review before we can approve that.
Okay.
But you're not looking until March anyway.
Yeah, March 12th was the first date.
That's next month.
That's our,
That's our next month.
Well,
meeting.
now also gotta get the space cleaned up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been in there forever, I don't know, if there's,
I don't see us getting it approved until our next March meeting.
our furniture's all out, it's all in the kitchen,
okay.
Well,
any extra furniture's in there. But
I
everything's
think
out of
we
the
can
office,
toss in there quick.
needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, but what happens if Todd says this? and
That's
that?
what it's
How-
spending.
Yeah.
Todd's the one that told us we could have 48 or 50 people in the boardroom, so why wasn't it a problem?
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, so you ready to vote?
So I've
I'll still
got
roll
motion
call.
to lease Old Town Hall area boardroom and offices for Daleville Community Church to lease Old Town Hall area boardroom and offices, March at $200 a month, March at $200, April through June 30th, $500 a month, monthly, pending fire marshal / building commissioner approval.
Yes.
I think the other things, we need to make a commitment to the community to have community space ready, by the time the splash pad opens. So that we have that space, the space that they've been asking for is available. Whether it gets used once or 100 times, it's available. And really just trying to appease as many people as
Well,
we
let's
can.
do that as a separate thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
get
talk
this
about that as we
done,
get
and-
closer to.
Well, we can do that. I mean, we can make a commitment that we're going to, that we agree or like that idea and we're gonna move forward with it. What do you think? So let's vote on this one first. Remember, Amy's ready.
All right, Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Yes,
Joe Scott,
Yes,
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Okay, now, you want to make a motion that we move forward with, taking a look at, moving forward to create a community building space on the police side station.
yes.
Okay, we'll get someone to come in and give us a bid, maybe Brad and, Dan can do that, I don't know.
Yeah, that was my first thought, but now they're gonna be
Yeah,
getting into spring and summertime, it's zero.
I think we just gotta get someone in there to take a look at it.
I'm gonna create a community building space on the old police site.
It's a conversion of space,
Okay.
because there's quite a bit of space there if,
But the only problem is there's no bathrooms on that side, is there?
What's that?
There's no bathrooms on the police side, is there?
No, you're right.
That's another problem.
So that's another cost.
It's either an added cost or you make it all.
Well, that's a start, still part of it, I mean.
You got this building here, isn't it big enough for a community center somewhere?
No.
Huh?
Not right now.
The way that the
Not in my
space,
office, there's not.
the way that the space is utilized, Terry, is there's not enough general access to do something like that.
This basically, it's from here over to the flex area.
I mean,
The rest
this
of
could
it's
be a
police.
community center if you wanted to let people use it as a community
It could
center,
be.
this area.
What's
That's the only
upstairs?
area that public would have access to.
Upstairs is police also.
Yeah. You're right, this could be used as community. But that doesn't mean we can't.
You'd have
make
to,
a
you'd want to
motion
restrict it. I
approve
don't know that you'd want, people serving food on the carpet and things like that.
Put that outside. Put it outside these doors.
One time, Masonic Temple.
this. It's still up in the air.
Yeah, we haven't heard any more on what the status of the Masonic Lodge is.
I'd say we're looking into creating a community center space somewhere. Let's just leave it open. We don't know what we're gonna get into. Gotta
So
be
don't
a lot
specify, just move forward to create a community.
I like the idea, it's not oppose the idea, but there's gotta be a lot more discussion, especially if we're gonna convert that police side.
And the bathrooms is an issue.
Bathrooms and issue.
So you just want to move forward to create community building space for the town somewhere?
You don't have to say somewhere, just
Okay, for the town. Okay, got it.
You get a
Who's making the
second on that?
motion?
You get a second?
Who's made it?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, let's just, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay. All right, new town hall sign, Amy. I know this is a long night.
So I sent you guys all this earlier about the town, about a sign. This would be totally for town business. The old sign at the park would be for park business. Because it's getting to the point that sign, when we have park events and town events, you have to stand in front of the sign for 5 minutes to get all the events. So if we have that as a park sign, and then I'm thinking, we talked about a town sign before, decided it wouldn't be good on 32, but maybe one out on Walnut in front of our Thin Blue Lane Road, or somewhere in that area. So I contacted the same people that we had before, and it would not be one on a pole, it would be a base. So the quote, and then I was contacted by her again. This quote, she cut it by $3,000. It's good until February 24th, and there's a Wi-Fi plan included in the cost. We don't have to get a Wi-Fi plan. We don't have to, it's all included. So once that's one payment and it's all done. So, and honestly, I forgot what the quote was. $20,000 for the sign.
But the old one, the other one was 20,000.
Yeah, and we had the pole.
Yeah.
So, I believe that. I want to make sure they included the structure, yeah.
where is it from?
It would come from Harper and I,
Yeah, Harper, that we have, and there's money.
or from
So-
the
The building,
town.
the building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for the building, we can just have a building fund.
So we've got several funding sources for it.
You might as well use the one, a funding source that we can't use it for other things.
So freight's included in, now the installation isn't included, but Brad did the last sign, so I have full confidence he can do this.
All right, can I get a motion?
Where would this actually sit? I'm trying to picture that.
Well, we had, it was just suggested. Where am I at there?
The road that comes in, the gravel.
Wherever you could see it better, I would assume coming off of Walnut, so, I don't
And
know.
we have, that's our property, right? On the
Right.
south side of the gravel road.
South side of the road, yes. As I say, we don't want to put it on the north side because then we're eating into that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Property.
Do the what?
And then everyone would be able
For
to
the
see.
commercial space.
Oh, so between the road and the railroad track is where you're talking. I didn't know where, I just.
There's some space there before you get into the,
Easement,
into the easement.
so that's,
People could read it while they're waiting for the train to go by. There are plenty of time.
We're sitting at the stoplight after school.
One of the 23 trains.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Okay, do I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the sign for the new town hall.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I definitely doubt about that.
Oh,
We'll get started on that.
the building fund. As long as we have funds left for that,
Mhm.
we're gonna use it for that.
That's right.
Okay,
BZA appointment,
I don't know
I don't know either.
what that was.
Who's on it?
You want to just maintain the same board or
Yeah.
that we never
Oh, I don't
discussed?
think you went through the process of approving other boards and this one
Got missed. So
got missed.
do I appoint those or is it,
Council president appoints 1, 2, 3,
is all of this, right? Isn't it?
no, that's
So
5.
five?
The town council approves 1. Okay, 2. You approve 2 that are non-planning and zoning members. And then 1 has to be a planning and zoning member, and then the town council approves a non-planning and zoning member. And then planning and zoning,
Okay,
oh my
so
God.
who are the 2 that I appointed? Does it have names there?
Mike Whitman and Trina Richardson.
Okay, I'm gonna
If
appoint.
these are the current ones, if these are the ones that everybody,
They're appointed again.
okay.
They're
So next,
reappointed.
what's the next ones?
Wait, does Trina Richardson hold some other office?
Yes, she does.
Then you
She's-
can't be on the BZA, you gotta
she's
be
not
completely
a-
neutral.
Well,
She can't, she's
She's a town
deputy.
employee, right?
Yeah. She can't be a
She's
town
on-
employee,
She's a trustee,
No,
and she
It's gotta be
can't,
somebody
no, because she's employed by the
Yeah.
town.
so she's out.
Trina's out. Okay,
so the point of the BZA is that it serves as like a judicial body, like a judge, for people that are getting variances from the zoning standards. And so the spirit of the statute is that they be independent of other influences. They can't be on any other boards, they can't have any other connections other than that.
Okay.
The only exception is that there is a city planning and zoning member
yes,
that gets put on the Board of Zoning Appeals by the statute.
and then that's the one that
Who was that?
has Todd Lewis.
Okay, so,
And then town count, then one of the non-planning and zoning is Marshall Farmer, and Kristen is one, and Mike Waitman. And I think the reason Trina was because we didn't know
she
about
replaced Laura Social.
being
Farmer.
employed, yeah. And we only had on here no elected or appointed officials, so that's why we did it.
Right.
That's why she.
Yeah.
And she was the only one willing to
So
do
Mike
it.
Waitman's been appointed.
Okay. So you've got to appoint
Yeah,
somebody else.
Well, I don't know anybody right now, so we gotta wait. So what's the other one, board? We just will make a motion to keep the rest the same.
Okay,
So can I get a motion to keep the rest the same?
Make a motion to keep the remaining members of the BZA board the same.
Off,
Okay. Any discussion?
I hate to be a nudge, but that's just the way the statute is. It becomes really difficult in small towns.
No, that's fine.
It becomes really difficult.
I'm just
Issue
listing all their
is,
names.
Kristen Reel is on the planning and zoning,
Right.
so she could be on.
She's
that
supposed to be,
board.
it says she could be a P and Z member.
Yeah, but
Right.
only one, we can only have one P and Z member, right?
Right.
Well,
Okay,
so Todd can't be,
Is Todd on the, on the planning
Yes.
commission too?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
so it has to be
Kristen's
Kristen or Todd.
Kristen's
Yep.
out.
Right.
out.
And
Okay.
then the planning commission make that determination?
Hmm?
So then the planning commission
Yes,
designate their
yes.
member?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
they decide their own person.
well, then we gotta wait for next month for them. So what can we do tonight? We have 2. What's the 2?
The town board president has 2, the planning commission has 1, and I think the town council has 2, right? Because
There's
you have 5-member
3 by the
board.
council president, and
3,
1 by
okay.
the town council and 1 by planning.
Okay, 3 by the town board president.
So, and you've already eliminated 2 of them that you would add, because you said Trina can't and Kristen can't, so You've only appointed Mike.
John, a different question. What happens if you can't fulfill all the seats on the board?
You can operate as long as you have at least 3 members.
So who's the other two?
Marshall Farmer and Todd Lewis.
And Todd's on planning his own.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's the planning and
Okay,
zoning
well,
representative.
Member, he's
still
the
back
planning and
to-
zoning member.
Okay.
The,
You can't be a planning and zoning member to be a part of the BZA unless the planning and zoning puts you.
well, now this has, right. So that
Okay, so
planning and
they
zoning
have to
appoints the person, and that says it's to be a planning and zoning member. You appoint 2 non-planning and zoning members and 1 planning and zoning member.
I appoint one planning and
So it
zoning.
says,
Right, then that's, yep, so you can appoint Todd as your appointment
Yes.
to the planning and zoning.
Okay, so Todd's mine, then, so I.
so then you gotta wait on the planning and zoning commission to appoint the one they want.
Yes. So we're still back to, that's
That's
2.
your first assignment, Christie.
Okay.
You still need 1 for the town board president and 1 for the town council.
Correct.
So,
And
okay,
then 1 for planning and
give me
zoning.
the names again. Mike Todd,
Mike Waitman, you've got that one. Now you've appointed Todd Lewis.
Marshall Farmer.
Marshall Farmer
Marshall
is
Farmer's
appointed by the
Marshall
town
hasn't
council.
I
been
know.
attending.
So, no, he can be it.
He hasn't been attending.
Yeah, he has. He's been there when he's called or told he's
We don't,
to be there.
Yeah.
Zoning appeals doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of planning and zoning.
we look really strange up here, don't we?
It's so hard because there's only so many people who want to be involved.
I know.
Okay,
So Marshall Farmer, we need a motion for Marshall Farmer to continue.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Marshall Farmer. Okay, so that's the 3, so they can have a meeting if we need to.
Right.
And then I need to appoint somebody in planning and
Kristen's
zoning
group from planning and zoning,
Kristen.
they'll appoint somebody
next month.
next month.
Okay.
So you'll have your other
Town
person, and
council.
then what's left? You have to
Me.
appoint somebody.
Mhm. So you got any hands going up?
You gotta live in the town.
Terry can't, because Terry's already
Yeah, I know.
on the.
Yeah.
Break, we'll rent our apartment or our house. $1 a month.
$1 a month.
Things I can't do, right?
All right, well, you'll have to
Okay.
find somebody.
Labor standards expense, real quick. This is all, several of these are stormwater things. Because this is a grant, we had to, if you remember correctly, we had to hire a Fair Labor Standards person to
Yes.
come in and interview and blah, blah, blah. Well, he has submitted his first bill. It's $2,350, so we need a motion to approve it.
That comes out of the stormwater.
Stormwater bond, I have to submit it to the bonds.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Pay that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
How much was it?
$2,350. And this gets submitted to the bond.
This was a case of, oh, I forgot to tell you
Oh,
about
by
somebody,
the way,
but I got just the guy for it.
Okay,
PE,
well, while we're on the stormwater, let's go ahead and do the rest of
I
it.
keep chatting.
We have a application payment from, the contractor Brackney for $154,135.12. And again, this is paid out of the bond,
What is this? The stormwater.
and the stormwater for Brackney. It's application payment number 1, I believe. Yes. So I need a motion?
The town engineers reviewed that, or the engineers reviewed it and approved it. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve first installment payment in the amount of
$154,000.
$154,135.12.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, that's good. Then I have one for Commonwealth for basic engineering fees through December 31st for $7,577.18. This again would be paid out of bond. Who would like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion that we pay, the Commonwealth and construction engineering, the bill of $7,577.18 be part of the bond process.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, so that goes to bond. I'm on a roll here, so, we have a remaining amount for the last year's community crossing grant that has to be paid back to the state. $575.63, basically it's leftover money from the grant. Can I get a motion for that? It just comes out of the community
I'll make
Yeah.
a motion, we repay that $535.
Just charge my fee for return, make it
Yeah.
$535.
Okay, second, second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, there's that. I don't know where I'm at on marking these things out.
I'm looking.
J. Crew's next,
J. Crew.
your railroad maintenance agreement. J. Crew gave you different options on your
Oh, yeah,
landscape. I
Okay,
don't know
so,
what you had them do,
um,
but you did something.
yeah. J. Crew was doing that, was looking at, helping me with beautifying the 32 road area from Walnut Street all the way to the county road. And what they recommended really was that, they actually recommended, they wanted to do more work than I really wanted to do. They want to go in and do the initial cleanup and cut down everything and spray it and get it prepared for summer. And then I told them we could handle the mowing the rest of the summer. And so the cost for them to do that is $1,900. Oh, wait, there's Roundup. They were gonna do the Roundup application too. Do we need them to do that? That's, I guess I need a motion first. And wait, there's two over here because one is, I wanted the 2 phases in case there was too much. One's from Walnut to 69, the other one's from the west side of 69 to the county road.
Okay.
And so they said, right now, because they looked at it, they said, right now, for this year, they thought the best thing to do is just clean it up. And then take a look at it again. They said they're really concerned because there's so much rock in there that we may not be able to do. I wanted to really do some like landscaping or beautifying as in flowers or nice stuff there, or shrubs maybe. But they said, let's just see how it goes.
I'd be happy with it just being cleaned up, knocked down.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and that's, yeah.
if they do the initial line trimming and cleanup and the monthly roundup, it's $2,100 for west of 69.
Why the roundup?
Yeah.
Get rid of make sure the weeds don't come up again.
If we're mowing it, that's all.
Yeah.
We don't need
Just needs to be green. Like green would be nice down there and kept at a reasonable height.
If they can get it knocked down,
I
I
think
think
they're
Brad
talking
can
about-
mow it.
I think you're talking about more the higher stuff, where it really gets rocky. I think. They're not gonna round up, I think, where it starts getting more grassy or whatever. But there's a lot of weeds that are just sticking out all along but I mean, I'm fine with if you want to just do mowing.
I just hate the idea of
I
throwing
mean,
some more
it's-
poison on the ground than we have to, if we don't have to do it.
You don't want to poison the train track.
Yeah, poison the community.
Creosote or whatever. There you go.
Okay, so, $1,900 for each side. Can I get a motion?
And what are they gonna do, cut
They're
down?
gonna do the initial cleanup.
I make a motion, we pay J. Crew $3,800 total to do the initial cleanup of the railroad.
Can I get a second?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what we're paying that out of?
It'll just come out of, edit or art.
a lot of expense into that unless we're just gonna go the full.
I'm gonna take a step back, pull my second back. I think I'd rather see us do from 69 into town, because the other side of it, people really don't associate much with Daleville.
That's
Worried
fine.
about that.
That's why I did 2 phases, so, 2 things, so.
Yeah, so you're talking about the first phase.
With all west of
Okay.
16.
So you just want the 1900? 1900?
Yeah. And who seconded that?
Me.
Any other discussion? All in
Just,
favor?
just the Walnut and 69.
Yeah.
Aye.
I
Anybody opposed? Okay, this one here, we're getting that. This one here, we're doing. And we'll do 1900.
If we get that mowed and cleaned up, that'll be a big deal. That'll look a lot better. I still like to see it. Wish there was some way we could plant some tree, like bushes.
Yeah.
Like
like a green wall.
Yeah, like a green wall. Yeah, I'm thinking more like a pine tree.
We're kind of in the easement of the railroad track and the state highway.
They bump up to each other, do they?
Yeah, nobody wants to take care of it.
So,
That would really improve the looks coming out of town.
we may get yelled at us sometime. We didn't know.
Ignorance is bliss.
It just looks ugly. And we do have, oh, by the way, we get $2,000 to mow that now. So that basically pays for it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, railroad's paying.
Just pay our own people for it.
Yeah. All right, redevelopment commission appointments. Who were they last time? Well, how do we appoint them?
I thought you were doing.
I'm fine with that. Amy, you got your cheat sheet?
Yeah.
Is this the Delaware County redevelopment?
No.
This is Daleville redevelopment.
Daleville.
You have 5 members plus a non-voting ex officio.
That's Ron Howard.
Ron Halbert. Right now you have Bill Walters and Adam Jones appointed by the town council. Tammy Carter, Jimmy Spencer, and Todd Lewis are appointed by the council presidents.
So it's all appointed by me?
Well, you and the town council.
Can we keep it the same?
You serve for a year and you renew it every
You
year.
said do it.
Oh, you say you do it.
So just I need a motion saying let's keep it the same.
Make a motion to keep it the same.
Can I get a
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I just gotta get them to sign the bonds.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fire charity appointment.
Yeah.
What is that on there?
Because we need to pull that back from
Peggy.
Peggy and make the bill.
Yes. So I need a motion once you do it, since it's your wife.
Oh,
We're gonna remove Peggy.
yes. We'll retract the appointment of Peggy Jones and then appoint Bill Walters to the fire territory.
Can I get a second?
Awesome.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Got the stormwater, still check resolution. Every year, Amy has to go through and find still dated checks, I think are 2 years older, is that right?
Yep, none.
So she's done that, and,
I don't think I have a total.
there's a $5,000 one in here. My guess is we paid them a bill subsequent to that. And so they probably got their money, and this one here, they never. So, I just need a motion to,
Cancel them all,
yeah,
kill them all.
declare them stale and void.
It's a resolution. You just approve the resolution. It's a resolution.
Resolution 2023-02, a resolution voiding stale checks that are listed here. Need a motion.
Good second.
I'll say.
Joe seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Here's the checkbook. I guess we all need to sign
Yep. All right. Next one, ADA appointment, we've already done that, right?
it. Yes.
Yep, we did that, scale check,
Okay.
fire territory.
I have,
I know, we're all done.
I have on my desk.
Oh, yeah, that one.
I just want to bring this up again, is the Gaylor Electric bid for the electrical of the park. It's for $23,500 to fix all the electrical issues that are at the park, and it's a major issue. Amy tried to get another bid from a company, and they just out said, we're not interested.
So I
So,
don't, yeah, this is,
so really, this is the only one that's been interested at all. And we visited actually Indianapolis today, and the president of the company is J.R. Gaylor, and his cousin runs Gaylor Electric, and he says they actually do most of the work in Indianapolis. They're a very respected firm.
Yep.
So, I guess at this point, we need to move forward with this because we're heading into spring.
Yeah, gotta get it done.
And so I would like to have a motion to do this.
yeah, we had to set up temporary electricity for the fall festival, so
We're gonna pay that.
It'll have to come out of
it's.
either our edit. So can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we pay Gaylor Electric
Let's just say up to, it's on the other side, Joe, up to that amount.
up to $23,500.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
We need to, so I want to just say, I think Amy actually talked to the gentleman again, and he acted like he was gonna work with us a little bit.
He did last time too. There's a Delville connection there, and the gentleman, with the last thing we had to have done, and they came out and did the temporary electricity and did some other things for us. They did not charge us as much as they could have.
Yeah, so that's why I said say up to.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot, like, there's just a whole new panel has to be put in, so.
So let's do roll call since it's 22,500.
Joe Scott,
Yeah,
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Adam Jones,
Begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Tom Roberts.
Yes. Okay, then I have an email here from John Brook about our election thing. Because the county clerk has contacted John. That might be because Amy and I went up there and filed for re-election, and he's asked us about it. We said, oh, we don't know what's going on, talk to John. And so, we just want to make sure, as far as I'm concerned, we just want to make sure we're not having to pay for an election. John, so if that means going to their same terms, then we need to change what we did, right?
Yeah, we need to take a look at that, and because he didn't mention that, and I asked him that. And he didn't mention that, but I mean, I don't know if they used to, when I was the president of the election board, all the communities that were on the even years paid a portion of the cost of running the election, both the primary and the general election. The city of Muncie picks up the cost now for their general election this year. So I don't know what Rick's intention was. I was just,
Don't we pay a portion?
We pay a portion because, when they bring the machines out, a portion, but it's not as much as if we had to do our own election just for our board. It would cost a lot.
We need to repeal the existing ordinance that we did that makes those changes until we concretely know that we're not going to incur a tremendous amount of expense.
Well, we could leave it to see, but we may have to.
Right, this month we're gonna leave it,
Right.
but in the meantime, John can do his research and figure out, we just need to
What's
know
the
what
most
the
cost
best way to do
effective?
this. The whole thing with the election, if you just want to know, is the board tried to do, so we created staggered terms. So that all five of us, including the clerk treasurer, couldn't be voted out of office all in the same term. And that actually is
Chaos.
almost happened, I think, someplace recently. Yorktown had a switch of 4 members or something like that.
Yeah.
But Eaton is right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the idea. It's trying to do something that makes some sense. But it would be just a royal mess if you had 5 new members and a new clerk treasurer in here.
John, what's our drop dead date on that?
that's a good, that I don't know.
Because I guess that's what I'm going with. If we start getting people like you guys.
Well, I think the
registered-
drop dead date is passed because all the time, well, no, you guys do a convention, don't you, for your nomination?
If, there's no primary this
We
year, there's
have
no, it's,
till August first,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rick told me.
yeah, I forgot about that, that's what you guys do, so you had until August first.
Okay. All right, so let's just let John do his work and we'll bring it back up next week.
Might be what we got is the best. If it's not, let's
Yeah.
make the change. I agree.
Okay,
Anything else up here?
okay, not on that, no.
No, go.
Okay, we need to invest in a, dedication sign for this building.
Yes, correct.
I don't know what motion or whatever needs to be done, but we need to get a plaque, like we have at the other building and what everybody,
And what kind of plaque? I mean, this is
just
you got brick down below and then, so.
Well,
Well,
that
again,
identifies the building.
yes.
and who had part of it, identifying who they had to do with the building being built, just thanking them, giving them some
Kind of a
recognition.
memorial.
Well, just like what's on the old building,
Yeah,
who was,
exactly.
who was on whatever, when the.
Yes, everywhere you go, every municipal
Right.
building, school and all that has the plaque with,
So
and
give me a motion.
make a motion that we get a dedication sign or a christening sign for the building.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? We didn't say an amount, but who
Wait
wants to
till it
do,
comes.
who wants to do that?
I have no idea what they even cost.
I know, I don't know what would be a quality piece, I don't,
Is it like advanced signs and graphics? Do they do that stuff or do we need to go to like a mason or?
Depends on what kind of sign you want to get. I mean, if you're getting one like, I don't know how they did the one on the.
that one over there is like almost like a piece of cement or something.
But then it's built into the building, probably.
Worldly monuments or,
Mhm.
or, Will Hoyt.
But I think that was built, put in when they built the building.
So who,
So now you
I
might
can
want to
do
do
it,
like a
everybody
metal
else wants to
plaque
do
or
it.
something.
You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll look
Okay,
into
you
it.
look into it.
We may want to do a metal plaque instead because the building's already been constructed. You can't put something, you can't put masonry into the
Sure
building.
you can drill one of those metal signs in the masonry.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Do a metal sign, yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And that might be advanced signs probably does metal signs.
Like a pressed metal sign
Mhm.
lasts forever.
Yeah, but
Bronze, whatever.
Wearley and Will always do that stuff.
All right,
Good.
we vote on that?
You didn't vote on
Okay, all in favor?
it. Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, next.
Next is, I just kind of want to bring something up to everybody's attention, basically just a talking point, reiterating some of the stuff that we talked about last week, is if you take a look at land values in Daleville,
Mhm.
you look at, we just put in Starbucks. That went, through the roof. Right now, the value of that land is just shy of $1 million. White Castle, $500,000. Gas station, $1 million. We have 5.25 acres.
I don't know how to turn them on.
What's that?
I don't know how to turn my.
Your notifications on.
That's all right.
You're pretty popular.
Yeah, what, Joe?
Okay, so the baseball diamonds are back where we are actively selling real estate right now. And it's 5.25 acres, the value of $210,000. The ball diamonds in town are absolutely valuable, and it's something that we should have in a place for the community. But is there a better place for it? And that's just kind of the discussion I want to get started, and maybe start beginning to have a conversation with them. The advanced builders and contractors bought all of that land, that 30 acres. They're putting in a training facility at the back corner, and they plan on selling off the remaining 30 acres. When you look at the value of the property, Frito-Lay hasn't been updated here. There's more better that we can do with that property for the town. And I think that there are better places that we could, especially after all this starts coming in, that we could do, not only forward with the ball diamonds. And that's just basically kind of what I'm wanted to talk about.
You need to do some research on the ball line. Cause it was donated to the town as a ball diamond. And if it goes anywhere else, I don't know how you would find out how tied up it is.
Yeah, and I don't, this is not like a project of mine that I am absolutely attached to. If there's pushback on it, if people are, this is where they want it, I'm good with that. I'm looking at the math and I think that there might be something better we can do there.
We could find a good place for it. I'm sure they'd like to move away from the trains.
Mhm.
Those T-ballers, as soon as that train goes by, they have to stop and watch the train.
Yeah.
Ruins the game.
If it's not the train, it's a bird, it's something else.
If they tear down the fence, I gotta be there. My dad helped put all that up.
Oh, wow.
Sure. Okay.
That's it. Like I said, just,
That's-
that's it. Just want to talk about it, mention it, and just plant some seeds of thought.
Anything else?
We got this community crossing thing is the last
We already
thing.
did it, didn't we?
No.
Yeah.
Did we? Well, then,
Where were you?
All right, can I get a, anybody have anything out there?
Last meeting, you mentioned something about getting a grocery store in the community. Any idea where you would try to guide them? What property you would try to guide them? And has anybody, has Aldi's or anybody's said, shown any interest?
Just that we're
We've
actually.
made
based on-
contact with Aldi's
Okay,
and the, what's Brad's?
Brad Lookout.
Yeah, what's the organization?
Well, he's
ECM.
with the Economic Development, Delaware County Economic.
Yeah, Delaware Economic Development Commission, that's right, yeah. Brad is a part of that, Brad Lookout, and he's made contact. I made initial contact, he's made a further contact, so they're in the, what do we call it, research stage right now.
Okay.
But we have, the amount of traffic on 67 is well beyond what they need.
excellent.
So,
That's about all we can say
yeah,
about it.
can't say anything more about it.
I send out a letter to Save a Lot in Hartford City,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't received anything back. And I put in there the old Lonnie's because Sam Pierce is willing to build the suit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what I put in, but I haven't heard anything back from them.
We're working as hard as we can to get a grocery store here. We think it's kind of, will be the kingpin for our development.
Let's see.
The first proposal that we talked about last month isn't sustainable for the town. It's not a good investment, and we and you guys, taxpayers, would never recoup your costs.
No.
It was just too big of an ask, and really just mathematically would never work out. And it wasn't like a commitment of a true grocery store. It was small necessities, that type of thing. It said that just the math wasn't there.
And the traffic's not there on 32 like it is on 67.
Yep.
All right, anything else? I entertain a motion to adjourn. Wow, this is my latest.
This might be our longest.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Thank the Lord. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for being here.
Good job. But Jim,
I know, I was typing it, and everybody kept saying, add this. I'm like, we're gonna be here all night.
yeah. Lots of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Actually, I rented the house.
Hopefully we'll get some answers.
Well, I didn't really see, we had.
Amy, here's all.
How could we have board meetings?
New, it's been, she's getting her.
How could we have board meetings if we didn't have to follow that?
Yeah.
Was it the police department open during the board meetings?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I had that little cubicle door was, but that's what I'm saying.
Firefighting stuff.
That-
You have a little entryway,
That's good.
like you open the outside door and entryway, and then you can lock that off. That same door could be open for them, for the church, or the community building just as
I
well, but if they're not